Live from the VCU Siegel Center, Chesterfield County Public Schools is proud to present the Monacan High School Commencement Exercise for the Class of 2018. This program is made possible through the cooperative efforts of Chesterfield County Public Schools, Comcast of Metro Richmond, and Virginia Commonwealth University.
Parents and invited guests, good morning. Welcome to the Commencement Exercises of the Monacan High School Class of 2018. Because we wish to honor our graduates in a special way, I would ask that you refrain from making noise during the awarding of the diplomas and withhold your applause until all graduates have been recognized. Now, would you please rise and remain standing for the entrance and procession of the Monacan High School Class of 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Monacan Air Force JROTC and the singing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning, invited guests, parents, class officers, and candidates for graduation. It gives me great pleasure to declare the 38th Commencement Exercises of Monacan High School to be now in session. The class of 2018 has distinguished itself by being recognized for achievement in academics, in athletics, and service far above and beyond self to our larger community. Monacan's graduating class size is 341, and this group of students has received well over $3.2 million in scholarships. Parents, your support, your mentoring, your praise, positive reinforcement, those walks to the bus, and countless hours of time and a few dollars of investment, just a few, clearly demonstrate how much you have given of yourselves to see your student reach this milestone. It has not gone unnoticed, and you can remain confident that we at Monacan appreciate your trust in the wisdom and talent of this faculty, the leadership of this administration, and in the reputation of Chesterfield County Public Schools. At this time, I shall introduce our platform guests and would ask that we hold our applause until all names have been called. My colleagues, Assistant Principals Dr. Deborah Romig, Ms. Dominique Butler, Ms. Catherine Ricard, and Dean of Students, Mr. Eric Pioch. Representing the Counseling Department, Dr. Robin Walsh. Representing our Exceptional Education Department, Ms. Sarah Antone. Representing the Center for Humanities Specialty Center, Mr. Mark Davis. Representing our Governor's Academy for Health and Physical Therapy Specialty Center, Ms. Marcy Eckroyd. Representing the faculty, Mr. Cameron Fisk. And senior class sponsor, Ms. Lorna Anzalone. And finally, we would like to recognize a number of our additional platform guests, Mr. Donald R. Fairhart, Interim Superintendent of Chesterfield County Public Schools, and I'm extremely proud to also welcome Senator Amanda Chase, graduate of Monacan High School. Mr. Christopher Winslow, Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors, representative for the Clover Hill District. And Dr. Thomas Taylor, Chief Academic Officer for Chesterfield County Public Schools. At this time, Mr. Ryan Williams, President of the Class of 2018, will bring greetings, followed by additional greetings from a number of our platform guests, and again followed by a presentation by our Monacan singers and senior choir members. Mr. Williams.
Good morning and welcome, Class of 2018. Welcome and congratulations. I'd like to take a moment to thank the parents, siblings, faculty, staff, and pets that have all helped us get to this day. We truly wouldn't be here today without all the love and support you've given us along the way. Today, we celebrate not only the end of our public education career, but we are also here to begin a new chapter of life. A chapter that will be chock full of memories, some upsets, lots of happiness, and everything in between. I think I'm supposed to offer some advice to help you become better prepared for the life that's ahead of us, but in fact, I've not really lived long enough to give I'm not here to give anything without truly significant words of wisdom. I'm not even sure I'm qualified enough to be speaking in front of you today, per that stumble up. The fact that I'm standing here today was because last spring I decided to take a chance and run for senior class president. I wasn't sure if I could win, or even if I wanted to win, but I decided to go for it. This idea of just going for it, taking a risk, that is the advice that I do feel qualified to give. Let me tell you a story. This past spring break, my brother Brandon and I drove to the New River Gorge in West Virginia. I know, why would we ever want to go to West Virginia? But regardless, they have some great rocks to climb, and that's what we love to do. As we arrived at our campsite, we quickly came to realize that none of our other companions were going to show up. For the next 4 days, we'd be camping alone. The smart thing to do would be to set up camp or head home, but instead, Brandon and I climbed until the night approached. That night, we ate an ungodly amount of baked beans, since those were the easiest to cook over the fire, and we went to bed. The next day, when I awoke, two things occurred to me. Camping alone for the next 3 days was not going to be easy, and that I think I slept on a rock. After some half-hearted breakfast, we hiked to a popular climb there called Geisha Girl, a 110-foot climb where at the top you had a view of the entire gorge. Before we started, Brandon and I argued about whether or not we had enough gear even to make the climb. Then he called me some names, so I proceeded to climb it. Now, being afraid of heights, rock climbing might not have been the best hobby to pick up, but it is what it is. When I got to the top, I took out my phone to get a panoramic view of the area, and I thought, why did I eat so many beans the night before? I also thought about how lucky I was to have the opportunity to witness something so naturally beautiful. One small mistake along the way, and I would have been dead. But instead, I was at the top, unscathed and inspired. Class of 2018, my advice to all of you is to take some risks. Maybe not some super dangerous ones, but our class knows all too well that life is short. So take random classes, apply for a new job, or join a club where you don't know anyone, ask the girl out, move to a new town, and eat all the beans. No matter what you want to do with your life, just grab the bull by the horns, despite the uncertain outcomes. Go forth with a desire to explore and an attitude to discover, and you will be rewarded in the end. Congratulations again, class of 2018.
Good morning, students, parents, friends, families, teachers, and distinguished guests. I have some good news for you this morning and some great news for this year's graduates. The good news is I'm not here to lecture you on how easy you have it or how you're all spending too much time on your cell phones. My generation invented them, and they were invented to be used. The great news is that while the world has changed, there are limitless changes yet to come. And by virtue of your education at Monacan High School, you are well prepared to face them. But with all the changes, some ideas, some concepts are timeless and do not lose their significance. Hard work pays off. It always has, and it always will. If you are willing to listen and learn and apply yourself, you'll get to places you can't see from here. The beauty of rapid advancement in technology is that we don't know what will be possible in the future. Now is the time to find your passion, if you haven't already, and work like you've never worked before. If you're open-minded, life will bring opportunities that you never could have dreamed of, because they don't yet exist, but they will in the future. Your sense of self-worth, your definition of success, your identity, should come from within. Sure, it's great to have 60,000 Instagram followers and a public image that rivals Selena Gomez, but that's not who anyone really is. As my friend says, that's as fake as chicken in a McNugget, or perhaps tackling in the Redskins secondary. I'm a lifelong fan, I can say that. Success is much simpler than our world makes it seem. True success comes when you're lying in your bed at night, alone with your thoughts, and you ask yourself, how do I feel about the person I was today? Whether it's how you managed a conflict with a friend, or it's spending an extra hour studying for an important exam and then acing it, or it's listening to a homeless person tell you their story that alters your perspective. Success and self-worth are right at your fingertips. All you have to do is choose to be the best version of yourself every day, and you will not only sleep well at night, you will excel at life. And the other good news is, you don't have to look very far for opportunities. There's a great life to be had right in Chesterfield County. You already live in a vibrant, safe, and prosperous community that has just a high demand for skilled trades as we do for executives and PhDs. Look around: advanced manufacturing, suburban development, real estate, healthcare, nursing, engineering, not to mention our growing tourism appeal. These sectors are rapidly moving, and we are in great need of your skills, your ideas, and your hard work. The green pasture you seek is beneath your feet. And so I leave you with this: on success, define it for yourself, whether it's big or small, whether it's near or far. If you stay true to your core and you're willing to listen and learn, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You are the generation that understands that no matter how rapidly things change, the fundamentals stay the same. As you venture forward, know that all of Chesterfield County and the region is proud of you. We have confidence in you, and we believe this community is in good hands with the leadership you are going to bring. Congratulations, and I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask you to direct your attention to the center court screens for a special address from our Chesterfield County School Board representative, Ms. Diane Smith.
Good morning, Monacan class of 2018. I regret that I'm coming to you today via a pre-taped speech. Mr. Smith and I are in flight this morning to Noonan, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. We will be there to see our granddaughter's end of the year program at Heritage Elementary School. I know that in the audience this morning are many grandparents that understand how important this trip is to me as a Nana. To the parents, families, administrators, and staff members, on behalf of the Chesterfield County School Board, I'm honored to join each of you in the celebration of the successes and accomplishments of these young men and women. Graduates, does it seem like you have been getting ready for this day forever? Let's think about it. What is the earliest account that you have in getting ready for graduation day, June 8th, 2018? Okay, I can see that some of you are struggling, so here goes. I'm going to help out. I would say, since you had your first diaper changed, took your first steps, rode your first tricycle or big wheels, opened your first school locker, attended the 8th grade dance, got your driver's license, took your final SOL test and or final exam. In fact, even this morning, putting on your cap and gown, you were technically still getting ready. And here we are, your graduation day. It really is and has always been about you. Speaking of YOU, I want you to realize that there is just one of you. Now, your parents have said at times, thank goodness there is only one of you. Speaking of YOU, it has been said that you are neither better or less than anyone else. But ladies and gentlemen, you are the best or least of yourself. So I must ask, how will you strive to be the best of you? In case you find yourself in a quandary or just a little too modest to talk about yourself, I would like to make the following recommendations. 1, reflect on positive examples set by your parents and family members. They have shown you the way. 2, remember and take advantage of the words of wisdom given by your teachers and administrators. They have taught you the way. 3, accept the support of your best friends and members of your community. They are willing to encourage you all the way. I would challenge you to be happy. When you're happy, you turn on the light that tells you and reminds you who you really are. It will animate your enthusiasm for many things that may be coming your way. Prior to becoming a school board member, I spent numerous years in an elementary school as a teacher and as a principal. My past graduation speeches have ended with an elementary song that tied to the theme of my speech. Because you are such a special group of graduates and have spent such a great deal of time getting ready for today, I'm going to share with you about a cool cat. Pete the Cat's Groovy Guide to Life. Henry Ford said, when everything seems to be going against you, remember that an airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Pete the Cat says, groovy, if you try, even you'll be able to fly. Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Pete the Cat says, if you want to be cool, just be you. John Wooden said, make each day your masterpiece. Pete the Cat says, look for the good every day. You will have to be brave in becoming the leaders of our next generation. Our nation and our world cannot survive without an educated public, one that is focused on the common good of all mankind, and that is you. Live up to your expectations. Go out there and do something absolutely remarkable. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Parents, family members, staff of Monacan High School, and prospective graduates, good morning. My name is Rusty Fairhart, and I am the new interim superintendent in Chesterfield County Public Schools. I also know and completely understand you really didn't come here to listen to me this morning. Many of you aren't overly concerned about who your speakers are today. You just want to get your diploma and get started with the rest of your lives. Understanding that, my remarks will be brief. hopefully earning me points for first impressions. Class of 2018, you are about to or already have received a lot of advice about what happens after today. The truth is, though, that you determine your future from here. In 1903, about 10 years after the invention of the automobile, a banker offered this investment advice. The horse is here to stay, but the automobile is a novelty, a fad. A few years later, the chairman of IBM said this: I think there is a world market for maybe 5 computers. And more recently, in 2007, a well-respected business leader said this: there's no chance the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. No chance. Has anyone ever been wrong about your future? Have they ever told you, you can't do that? That's out of your reach? Don't even think about it? Well, guess what? Those people likely were as wrong about your future as the business leaders I quoted were about the potential of cars, computers, and iPhones. Your time at Monacan High has turned you into champions, leaders, and service providers. We are proud of this graduating class, not only for its work in the area of academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities, as evidenced by the tremendous grade point average of the graduates and more than $3.2 million in scholarships, a perfect regular season record for the football team, state runners-up in men's swim, regional champs in the academic bowl, regional champs in ladies basketball, 8-time VMEA Blue Ribbon Award for Performing Arts, and 9-time Virginia Honor Band status, just to name a few. The class has also done a wonderful job in providing service above self and volunteerism and fundraising for Maymont, the James River Foundation, RAMPS, the Chesterfield Christmas Mother, St. Jude's Hospital, RAL, Sportable, and hundreds of hours given to the Virginia High School League Ken Tilley Student Leadership Conference hosted at Monacan High School. Class of 2018, you have all the potential in the world. Today, by earning your high school diploma, you are taking the first step into the future that you choose. It is my honor to be here to tell you how proud Chesterfield County Public Schools is of you and your achievements. We salute your hard work and determination. You are ready for that next step, whatever that step is: college, a job, or military service. Even if you don't know yet what your next step will be, you are prepared. Even if you feel a little bit nervous about what the future might hold, you are ready. Before leaving the podium today, it gives me great privilege to recognize 2 seniors from the class of 2018 with the Superintendent's Medal for Scholarship and Service. Each of these seniors will receive a $1,000 scholarship from a local business that wishes to remain anonymous. These winners, and they do not know who they are, were selected by the administration and staff members because they do well academically, make good decisions, and have a passion for making our community better. As I read their accomplishments, I'd ask them to join us on stage where Chief Academic Officer Dr. Thomas Taylor will present them with a medal and scholarship. Our first recipient this morning is Ashley Beal. Ashley has put in a tremendous amount of time and effort into making the Monacan High community one all of Chesterfield County can applaud. Her work with our Student Leadership Council and Monacan's Tribe Mentoring Program has provided a strong foundation for future students. Ashley's volunteerism is not to be underestimated, as she has put in countless hours with everything from National Art Honor Society, Leadership Council, Tribe Mentoring Program, and Monacan Maniacs, to many other community organizations such as FCA and her youth group. Ashley works hard in the classroom and supporting other Monacan chiefs, but also has found time to make contributions in cross-country, indoor and outdoor track, soccer, and field hockey. Congratulations, Ashley. Our second recipient this morning is Austin Hammond. Austin's leadership with the Monacan student body and willingness to encourage and mentor others is excellent. His can-do attitude at nearly every task he has been asked to take on is clear, and he has served in multiple capacities throughout his 4 years at Monacan. His leadership and dedication to growing other leaders has been clear with his attendance at the Virginia High School League Student Leaders Conference, his work with tribe mentoring, and his leadership with the varsity basketball team. Austin also was a tremendous representative for Monacan on this year's Superintendent Student Advisory Group on Education. Congratulations, Austin. Congratulations. Class of 2018, as you move into the future, I urge you not to listen to the people who say you cannot do whatever it is that you dream of doing. Don't listen to the naysayers. Listen instead to your heart and to the people who know you best, those who have stood by you through good times and bad times, and who will continue to support you throughout your life. Listen to the people who are here with you today, whether they are present in this room or are thinking of you with pride from a distance. We know you can continue to succeed. We believe in you and in your future. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and best wishes as you take your next step into the future.
Thank you, Monacan singers and senior choir members. That was beautiful. This afternoon marks the end of our 39th academic year and our 38th commencement exercise. This exercise is the highlight of the year when we gather and award diplomas and celebrate the achievements of this graduating class. And at this time, I would like to announce Monacan's Valedictorian and Salutatorian. The Valedictorian Award is presented each year to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks first. And this year's Valedictorian Award is presented to Mr. David Demet.
Oh, man. Well, I just want to say good job, guys. I mean, we've really worked hard to get here, and I'm really happy to be here. I know all of you are, too. I just think we have a lot of people to thank. Personally, I thank my parents. You should thank your parents or your guardians for the sacrifices that they make for you and all the time that they spend for you, my mom. Also teachers. I mean, so many great teachers that have been in my life. Ms. Wagstaff, Mr. Grecki, Mr. Arrett. All you guys have just been awesome. And all the teachers at Monacan that sponsor clubs and write letters of recommendation for us. Give us knowledge. That's about it. Even more. And friends too. I mean, friends are great. I know. Joseph, Ethan, Sean, Zach, Aaron, Austin, all the people on the academic team, band, Latin club, Monacan, everyone at Monacan is just awesome. And so thank your friends too. Say hi to your friends. Keep in touch with them. Don't forget them. Make new friends too, wherever you go. And I don't think I have anything, really important to say, but just something I thought about is I try and imagine myself 10 years from now. It's just something I try and think and do, and like what I'm gonna look like and where I'll be and where I'll work, what I'll look like. And I think about, whether or not I'm gonna be successful, right? Because that's the goal in life, is to be successful, whatever your definition of success is. And I think I worry about failure a lot too. And when I was trying to write this, I thought about what was said to me so much over the years, and that's to give everything you have to what you do. Your soul, your being, whatever you want to call it, is to never leave anything behind. So that when you do look back, you think, whether you succeed or fail, you haven't left anything behind. That's something my piano teacher said to me, my parents said to me, and it's really the thing I've trusted the most over the years is, have I given it everything I can? And, if I can say yes, then I'm happy, and I have that. And if I can say no, then I just have reason to work harder. And, distractions happen, and it's a hard thing to do, but it's just an ideal to strive for. And so all I can say to you guys is good luck. I know we're going to do great things, and thanks.
Thank you, David. The Salutatorian Award is presented each year to that member of the graduating class whose academic grade point average ranks second. This year's Salutatorian Award is presented to Miss Katie Badgerow.
Good morning, faculty, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, class of 2018. We have so much to be proud of and to celebrate today. Let's begin by thanking those who got us to this point. Thank you, faculty, for investing so much time and effort into us these past 4 years and preparing us for what's next. Thank you, parents, for your guidance and love that you have shown us throughout our lives. Thank you for chaperoning our field trips, serving on various committees, packing lunches, carpooling, and supporting us at all of our games, concerts, and other special events. You are truly our biggest cheerleaders. Thank you, Mr. Broyles, for saying building respect through building relationships more times than we can count. But actually, I tried, and it's at least 720. Please know that the amount of time you spend in and around Monacan High School does not go unnoticed. Your leadership and support has been a huge encouragement to us, and we could not have asked for a better principal. On a lighter note, thank you, humanities students, for always having colored pencils and for keeping all the history teachers in check. Thank you, HPT students, for trying to diagnose everyone's injuries, even if you had no idea what you were talking about. And finally, thank you, Quizlet, Kahoot, and SparkNotes for never letting us down. I'm humbled to have an opportunity to be able to talk to you all today and share from my heart as we take this next step together. None of us are the same, and as we leave here today, many of us will be going in different directions. As we leave here today, I don't pretend to have all the answers, but here are a few words I think that can apply to each of us, no matter where our paths take us. Purpose, passion, and plan. Each and every one of you was made with a purpose. Know that in the core of your being. Walking through life with the belief that your life has no real purpose will lead to missed opportunities. Find your purpose and embrace it. Once we all understand that our lives have purpose, it's important that we then discover our passion. Find what motivates you and what drives your decisions. All of us will have different passions, and that's okay. In fact, that's good. Embrace what makes you tick, and through understanding yourself better, you will find joy in what you end up doing in life, whatever that may be. A plan is simply putting that passion into action. Do what you think is right and take chances. What you do truly makes a difference. One of my absolute favorite parts of being a Monacan chief was attending the Friday night football games. I love sports, and they have been a huge part of making me who I am today, but I personally do not know a whole lot about football. I still love to go to all the games to show my support, spend time with friends, and I especially loved to cheer as loud as I possibly could when I heard everyone around me getting louder and louder, and then turning to my friends to ask what it was exactly that we were cheering for. To me, the best part of the Monacan home football games was the third quarter. My friends and I looked forward to the third quarter of the Friday night football game all week long. You may think that the third quarter is pretty random to get excited about, but true Monacan fans know exactly what I'm talking about. During the third quarter, a group of some of Monacan's most beloved students make their way over to the student section. They entertain us, they excite us, and they inspire us. They are the Monacan Drumline. Thank you, Drumline, for all the third quarter memories. So what does the third quarter have to do with our graduation or our future? The third quarter begins a new half. A team that was tired from playing its heart out during the first 2 quarters has a chance to start fresh. If you're behind, it's time to dig deep, lean on your teammates, brush off any doubt or fatigue, and find a way to win. If you're ahead, you figure out how to protect the lead, come together, and finish strong. We may be finishing a chapter of our lives, but in so many ways we are about to start our third quarter. Whether you're going to college, to trade school, into the military, or into the workforce, we will all encounter situations where we must dig deep, persevere, and finish strong. If you think about the things that you will miss most about Monacan, its foundation is most likely found in relationship. Relationships are what motivate us, they encourage us, and they help us to keep going when we face difficult times. Relationships help make the tough times easier and the good times even better. I know that in my life, my most important relationship is found in Jesus Christ. He is my support. He is my support and my biggest fan. It is in him that I find my purpose, and it is through him that I find my passion. During our third quarter moments, we each need to remember that we have a purpose. Then let our purpose guide our passions and put our passions into action with a plan. And through it all, find your drumline. Find what makes you move, find your fun, find what speaks to you and what spurs you on, and share that with someone around you. We can't succeed without having the right people or team supporting us and cheering us on. So right now, look around. Find your friends and family, your biggest fans. They love you, they are so proud of you, and they support you today and every day. Now look to your left and look to your right, look down the row, and take in the sea of orange and white robes around you. We may never be together like this again, but together we've accomplished something great. And together we depart from here knowing that we will always be a part of something bigger than ourselves. So thank you, Monacan family. I will always be proud to be a chief.
I would like to remind the class of 2018 you are always welcome back to the third quarter. On behalf of the class of 2018, I would like to ask that our guests remember the formality of this occasion requires displays of enthusiasm and recognition withheld until the conclusion of this afternoon's ceremony so that we hear every name called. And so, at this time, candidates for graduation, please come forward to accept your diplomas preceded by the valedictorian, salutatorian, and senior class officers.
David Cabanis Demet, Catherine Grace Badgerow, Arthur Ryan Williams, John Pietro Carlucci, Caitlin K. Suku, Bryce Patrick Jones, Diamond Brenda Murphy, Bryce Anthony Agristi, Keela Rayana Aldridge, Asia Yvette Alexander, Jacob Daniel Allred, Dalia Hazam Almaresi, Janaya Angia Alston, Tatiana Nicole Alston, Matea Sean Anderson, Emily Gray Angelino, Joseph David Angulo, Elijah Danielle Monet Annan, Christopher Tyson Antonellini, Michael Taylor Armstrong, Lillian Inajite Azanama, Ian Robert Baker, Michael Brandon Baines, Amir Javon Banks, Taylor Joyce Banton, Austin David Bassard, Ashley Nicole Beal, Ethan John Bello, Natalie Ayako Berry, Alexander Rudolph Beverly, Troy Curtis Bischoff, Marquez Jere Blackwell, Emily Grace Bland, Reagan Ann Bloom, Kyle Nathaniel Brady, Autumn Hallmark Brain, Malik Xavier Braxton, Noah Gerald Ayala Breeding, Sky Orion Brickhouse, Corey Isaiah Bridey, Asia Gabrielle Brooks, Kara Lachey Brown, Courtney Ann Brown, Derek Anthony Brown Jr., Sarah Louise Brown, Zion Andre Brown, Nathaniel Thomas Brook, Evans Kwame Budu Jr., Danielle Riley Birch, Quinlan Michael Burns Ray, Amanda Lynn Burton, Colin Joseph Campbell, Malaysia Dion Carden, Kelly Ann Carlson, Danielle Marie Carrier, Morgan Marie Carson, Noah Edward Carter, Anaya Elizabeth Carther, Hannah Ray Costello, Jacqueline Nicole Castillo, John Gabriel Catron, James Alexander Clabo, Deshaun Randall Charles Clanton, Griffin Michael Kloss, Sean Edward Coyner, Christian Tyler Cox, Casey Elizabeth Cox, Aaron Jordan Cole, Cordasia Lachey Coleman, Jackson Cole Colley, Faith Ann Combs, Justin Nicholas Corley, Nicole Alexa Corwin, Haley Brooke Covey, Spencer Thomas Cox, Sydney Marie Crocker, Abigail Ray D'Alessandro, William Taylor Damerel, Davon Warren Daniels, Darren Shamar Davis, Jason Timothy Davis, Matthew Scott Debs, Brandon Leslie Dehart, Jacob Ethan Catolico de la Cruz, Jason Patrick Delaney, Dylan Michael Devaney, Brennan Chase Dawes, Andrew Brennan Doherty, John Christopher Miparanam Duran, Sophie Elizabeth Durham, Taylor Elizabeth Durham, Savannah Carol East, Dalton Richard Edwards, Carter Edward Elliott, O'Neill Silveria Elliott Jr., Kimberly Micaela Imby, Ioannis Hennis Estefanos, Lindsay Marie Estes, Catrielle Joy Evans, Liliana Marie Fanning, Nicholas Alexander Felder, Elizabeth Holland Finnerty, Kirkland Gerard Finnerty, Nathaniel Drury Finnerty, Jacob Kenneth Ferguson, Jasmine Markel Ferguson, Jordan Michelle Ferguson, Taylor Kranz Ferguson, Jose Allen Fernandez, Maricela Martinez Fernandez, Jada Marie Fisher, Matthew Scott Flatford, Tynesha Janae Flowers, Sayor Jeremiah Flood, Eric Wayne Folks, Lefstebany Storm Franco, Andrew Wyatt Freeman, Andrew Lee Fuller, Aaron Jeffrey Gabauer, Jemiah Denise Giles, Shakayla Lavelle Goins, Joelle Faith Goolsby, Austin Todd Gorman, Vina Evelyn Graves, James Alexander Green, Sarah Bridget Gunlack, Matthew David Jamacy, Sierra Patricia Hadaway, Sydney Celeste Hall, Tiana Chanel Hall, Austin Chase Hammond, Christopher Daniel Hardy, Quincy James Harmon, Abigail May Henderson, Samantha Lynn Herlinger, Ricardo Magdiel Hernandez, Colton Cade Herr, Angel Jerome Herrera, Jason James Hill Jr., William Caleb Hinchy, Lacey Lynn Hinkle, Jordan Mitchell Holland, Kiana Dion Holliday, Miley Elizabeth Holtzman, Joseph Lyndon Arix, Nathan Alexander Hudson, Trevor Nathan Huggins, Shannon Elizabeth Husky, Samuel Lee Jackson, Adam Israel James, Alyssa Summer Janosic, Ayana Janae Jefferson, Walter Jeffries III, Kenna Ashley Jenkins, Kimani Monet Jima, Brianna Renee Johnson, Garrison Daniel Johnson, Marcus Alexander Johnson, Rashid Jaquez Johnson, Kayla Raquel Johnson Swinson, Maya Danielle Jones, Nadia Lachelle Jones, Robert Javon Jones Jr., Tyan Lemomu Aurelia Jessica Jones, Malaysia Finesse Jordan, Tatron Ramel Joyner, Amanpreet Kaur, Cameron Kelly Jr., Brooke Marie Keltner, Juliana Treasure Kessler, Queen Nzinga Kalfani, Mohammed Yunus Khan, Robin Elaine Kiger, Asia Marie Kithcart, Hope Odette Kongkeo Minibong, Tyler Jeffrey Kovaleski, Ryan Kai, Julia Rose Lane, Diego Alberto Lainez, Rachel Naomi Lane, Kayla Nicole Lanier, Gabrielle Sarah Lay, Kim T. Lee, Christopher Thomas Lee, Kennedy Morgan Leftwich, Ryan Christopher Leiden, Rebecca Ray Lohr, Miles Deontay Loving, Imani Tanise Lucas, Ethan Faust Lynch, Maxwell Thomas Mahoney, Zachary Ryan Maldonado, Allison Elizabeth Martin, Lehua Ann Marie Martin, Raleigh Andrew Martin, Richard Anthony Martin, Max Alexander Martinez, Julio Alberto Martinez, Kiera Quene Matthews, Matthew David Mauro, Isabel Annalise Mazzella, Macy Dane McCord, Maggie Dane McCord, Sierra Caldwell McCrae, Dion Amir McPhail, Ephraim Balai Mingiste, Kaylee Sabrina Minjavar, Leslie Ann Merkel, Megan Haley Miller, Lucy Rose Milo, Laura Michelle Mitchell, Dante Jared Mord, Deanna Marie Moore, Deja Lynette Moore, Joshua Leroy Moore, Reagan Alexis Moore, Ryan Elizabeth Morelli, Hector Manuel Moreno, Kylie Miranda Myers, Destiny Nicole Nethery, Taquez Demonte Novell, Alicia Zaria Newman, David Wynn, Dylan Joseph Nickel, Nina Celine Knowlton, Victoria Rose Norris, Ikram Sharif Nur, Nicholas Nitra Orr, Abigail Elizabeth Ogish, Olutabe Adeniji Okelana, Olivia Aaron Page, Ethan Philip Palmer, Nicole Ann Palmieri, Zoe Ray Patterson, Megan Alexandra Lynn Payne, Chelsea Marie Pena, Catherine May Phillips, Daniel Landon Peterson, Martise Antoine Phipps, Desmond Isaiah Pillow, Noelle Marie Pitts, Fabian Camilo Perez, Mauro Sebastian Pompili, Anasi Aramar Pope, Andrew Shelton Porter, Keith Jeffrey Powell, Fiona Jillian Elizabeth Pratt, James Pullings, Jovan Alfredo Quinones Morales, Iraida Jasmine Ramos Mendez, Michael Allen Reich Jr., Isaiah Ra King Reeves, Henry Alden Hall Revere, Nathan Bradley Richards, Naya Monet Richburg, Christian Sebastian Gennaro Rizzi, Syken Taji Roberts Langhorn, Cameron O'Neill Robinson, Catherine Renee Rogers, Skylar Lorenzo Rogers, Asia Danae Ross, Ocasio Damon Ruffin Jr., Margaret Lee Russell, Audrey Jean Sages, Arami Sanabria, Margaret Mary Shalmo, Jamel Riddell Scott Jr., Logan Cameron Seacrest, Lorraine Nicole Serrano, Melchizedek Messiah Shabazz, Ethan Craig Shipe, Dasha Alexandra Schneider, Kevin Levon Smalls, Mason Russell Smith, Mark Lucian Smith Jr., Carlos Alexander Somoza, Yahida de Jesus Soriano, Joseph Derek Sparkman, Taikim Alik Sparrow, Shaquan Devanir Spriggs, Amanda Gwen Springston, Macy Carrington Stottleman, Melanie Francis Stender, Jacob Mitchell Stillman, Samuel James Stockton, Elizabeth May Stoll, Charles Robert Stovall II, Justice Michael Shea Taylor, Randall Lee Taylor, Skylar Elise Page Taylor, Tamaya Ray Taylor, Michaela Elizabeth Thomas, Davion Alonzo Thompson, Zachary Matthew Thompson, Dyshawn Demetrius Thornton, Zachary Holman Thornton, Wesley Noah Thorpe, Michael Mancini Tripp, Joseph Turner, Muze Tuyisang, Victoria Ryan Tyler, Madison Giovanna Vanderpool, Landon Gerald Vaughn, Javion Elijah Vega, Emilio Alberto Velez Gonzalez, Christian Jose Veliz, Ariana Zakia Vincent, Dane Austin Virginia, Diana Jean Mueller Waganecht, Luke Timothy Walls, Joshua Gutierrez Walthew, Jonathan Randolph Waters, Donovan Westbrook, Warren Lamont Wheat, Madison Destiny Nicole Whitney, Emma Catherine Will, Jacob Riley Will, Asia DeAndrea Williams, Brandon Thomas Williams, Diamond Lachey Williams, Hannah Marie Willis, Abigail Reed Wilmuth, Nistel Shapor Wilson, Jacob Christopher Womack, Quinasia Angelica Woods, Alvin McKinley Woolridge, Sydney Alexandra Yeadon, Mar Jimenez Morao, Emma Larson, Christina Pistakova.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the certification of graduates. Class of 2018, turn your tassels. By the authority vested in the Board of Chesterfield County and by it delegated to me, I hereby certify these members of the Monacan High School Class of 2018 to have fulfilled all requirements for graduation and are awarded Monacan High School diplomas with all rights and privileges thereunto belonging. I now declare the 38th Commencement Exercises of Monacan High School to be adjourned. Best wishes to you all.